Hey, what is up, everybody? Welcome to the PHNX Rising post-game show brought to you by the DraftKings Sportsbook app. I'm Ramon Chavez. We got Owen Evans over here, and it's a little nervous because you're here, Max. We got Max Simpson here, taking it to the max. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well. How are you guys doing?
Good, good. I
mean, pleasantries, you know.
So yeah, Max.
Saturday rains again.
I didn't want this to happen, but yeah, Max will be joining us here at PHNX Rising, and today is his first game here with us. So, Max, let's start off with you. How did you feel about tonight's performance?
Yeah, that was something, all right. Yeah, man, I mean, just from start to finish, not a lot of, what's the word, like a guilt edge, like really wanting to find the right thing to do. There were so many times where the team is looking like, hey, we want to keep on going forward. We want to go for it. And you have that final ball that was not there all game. It was sloppy. It was just a lot of pent-up energy, and I think there was a lot of things on and off the pitch, man. Just not a lot of good energy.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, look, let's put it this way, right? So just so everybody knows, Max is going to be helping out, filling in for me this week a little bit because I'm going off for a root canal. I'm not sure which is more preferable, watching this game again
I take
or
the
getting
root
the root
canal.
canal. Some people would take the root canal over that one. These boys definitely would.
Yeah.
Look, it was... that first half was tough to watch. And you know what? I don't have enough thoughts on this at this immediate point. So I'm going to toss it to a super chat we had there.
Yeah, we just got a super chat with Tori.
What do you get when you cross a sad sheep with a mad cow? An animal that is always in a bad mood.
I'm so proud of that dad joke. That is
Thank you,
amazing.
Tori.
Thank you for the super chat, Tori. Yeah, the Rising came out flat in the first half. At one point, I don't know if it was Calistri, but he tried to put in a cross and it hit Arturo Rodriguez in the face. And that kind of just sums up not only Rising season, but this game tonight. And so the result says a 2-0 tonight here at Wild Horse Pass. Oakland take the win. It was rough to watch, guys. And I just don't know how much longer we can wait for Rising to kind of pick things up.
Oh, we can't.
There's only 6 games left now. Rising, they got a lot of help tonight in the standings with the other games. We'll talk about that later on. But yeah, this was their opportunity to get those 3 points, to win at home in front of this amazing crowd, huge crowd tonight that came out to support these guys, and they weren't able to get it done. It was tough to watch.
Yeah, I've got the attendance here. Give me 2 seconds, but it was over 8,000 was the reported crowd. 8,615.
They wanted to see these guys win. That was disappointing.
Yeah. And it looked pretty full. It was a good crowd for much of the match. They showed the support. They brought the energy.
Yeah. And so let's talk about the numbers for a little bit, guys. Let's take a look at those. One thing that will stand out with these numbers is the how much possession Rising had in this game. 67% possession. They did go down early with those 2 goals, first half goals. But, one other stat that stands out for me is the shots taken. 14 shots for Rising. So when you're going to have that much possession, you got to do something a little bit more than just these 14 shots. You can create chances, but it seems like none of them were actually hitting the target by the fact that they only got 1 shot on target throughout the 90 minutes. So what do you guys think of these?
I'll toss you a different stat now. Let's go with expected goals. You can see the shot totals are pretty similar. However, in expected goals, Oakland Roots 1.69 expected goals to Phoenix Rising's 0.79. Could see of Opta those stats. That's not great. And that shows, look, they might have been getting as many shots as Oakland were. They were not taking good shots. And that's a problem. That's a problem when you have the ball that much and you can't create chances that are going to be high-quality chances. Something is going terribly, terribly wrong.
I mean, the way they built it up, it was mechanical. You know, you're building up through the middle, you get into the final third, and just it dissipates. There's absolutely nothing. You're looking for that final shot outside of the box. There are some 1-2s, lovely build-up play a bit towards the middle, but then you wait for that shot or someone's going to rip it. And there was just nothing. We needed someone to take the game by the scruff of the neck, put the team on their back, and just shoot. And everyone wanted to force the perfect shot that never came because Oakland, their line got in front of everything we tried to do. And you see how many of those shots careened off of last defenders into nothing.
Yeah.
All game.
Yeah. And once Oakland went up too, they just said, hey, we're just going to hang back. We're going to let you do your thing because you are not creative in the final third, and it showed. The second half started a little bit better. I thought, Rising with Luis Seijas coming in, JJ Williams definitely bringing that physicality to the front line. But still, they were not able to break through. What was the reason, Owen? What do you think was going on there in the second half?
It just
same as always.
yeah. It's just that point whereby again it's just becoming predictable, and it's just way too predictable in general, and it's predictably bad is almost the problem as well. They don't even do what you can predict they're going to do particularly well, and I don't know. It just, especially though, and this is the problem when you are down by 2 at home. Going into the second half, the other team, no, they don't really have to attack anymore.
Yeah.
It makes things harder. It's so hard to break down a team that have come in they're 2 goals up and they just say, we can sit back. We'll try and catch you on the counter a few times, but we're not going to commit too many men going forward.
Yeah.
We don't have to.
And even then, they were dangerous. Rising said, hey, we're going to put all of our guys to the front. They only had Musa, Lambert, Farrell there at the back line, and Oakland was still dangerous. That's how much how bad things have gotten with Rising. That even though they put literally their entire team up front, they can still not create chances, and that's tough to see. Scott Mitchell, thank you so much for your super chat. He says, as always, great job, PHNX team. Serious dedication. Thanks. Serious dedication for him. He's here every Saturday. Every Saturday, Wednesday. Shout out to you, Scott.
He's here suffering through this with us all.
Appreciate that. We had a great crowd here tonight. It was great to see. So I think maybe we should talk about our DraftKings King of the Game, and that's going to be our fans tonight because they showed out. They came by to Wild Horse Fest. Look at that great picture that Owen got for us. Nonstop cheering for 90 minutes. So those are the fans, the DraftKings King of the Game. Yeah, that's one of the things, it's been a rough season. We've been here for a lot of the games, Owen and myself, and now Max. It's great when the crowd comes out, but it sucks when the results on the field do not, result in wins or positive outings at least, because these fans expect this team to win. It's tough to see. Yeah,
and it's just you can tell again the energy is there, and even we normally say okay, the South End they bring the energy every game. Look, it felt as though a lot of people around the ground in general tonight, even when it was late on, was still cheering them on, still urging them to go forward. And yet they just weren't being given the performance that, quite frankly, they deserve.
I mean, you have the goal scored in the 6th minute. And even after that, they kept on cheering. The energy, I thought it was going to, all the energy was just going to pop. It was going to vanish. It was going to disappear. It kept on going. And really, for me, it was like the whole encapsulation of what was happening is you have a shot, bounces off the post, 30 seconds later, it's in the back of the net on the other end. And I mean, listen, that's the reality of this game. It's what happens. But if that doesn't, it just sums up what was happening. You're trying, and nothing was coming together in the final third. That's just the biggest takeaway on my end.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that as soon as it happened, I was like, I don't know if Rising's going to come back. They have not come back from any deficit at halftime this entire season. So once that came through, the first goal, I was really doubting that Rising was going to be capable of coming back. Harry Austin in the chat, thank you for the super chat. PHNX Rising always puts on a good show. Thank you so much, Harry. Tough to repackage the same story game after game.
Oh, trust me, we know,
Harry.
We know by now.
Thank you for feeling us there, but shout out to Harry. San Antonio got the W today over San Diego, so I'm sure he's going to be happy today. We talked about DraftKings for a little bit, so let's talk about them right now, guys. What are you guys doing tomorrow? We're gonna watch some football, right?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be at that tailgate.
Look at that!
See, some people here talking about watching football. You need to talk about some real football right here, which is what we had.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, while we're normally watching the Premier League, it appears that someone decided they shouldn't be playing this weekend.
Here we go.
We'll leave it there.
Yeah,
We'll leave it
yeah,
there.
yeah.
I'd normally be happy to hop out with some betting talk.
I know what
about
to
the
do
Premier
this morning.
League.
I woke up and there's
You know?
there's no
Normally,
Premier
right
League.
now, I'd be doing exactly what I normally do, which is making the exact same joke about how if you bet $100 on Man United, you can lose $100.
I'm gonna let that
on Man
slide
United
because
to
they
win the
lost
league.
this week, but you know.
It's okay. Wait till Owen piles on that. I'm a Spurs fan. But,
Oh
you know.
jeez.
we
Okay.
It
got-
gets worse.
Yeah,
It
it gets
gets
worse.
It's been a
worse.
good show, Max.
It
Thank you so much
always
for
gets
joining.
worse.
Nice talking to everyone. Yep.
But whether you're a Premier League fan or an NFL fan, you guys can bet with DraftKings Sportsbook. So make sure to download the app. And this weekend, they're hooking up new customers that bet just $5. You can get $200 in free bets instantly. And as an added bonus for week 1, everyone can experience the thrill of DraftKings early. With the DraftKings early win promotion. It's simple. You download the DraftKings Sportsbook app, you use promo code PHNX and bet on any NFL team to win. And if your team leads by 10 points at any point during the game, you get paid instantly. That's even if your team loses. That's an amazing promotion there from DraftKings. So again, that's promo code PHNX on the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply, and make sure to check out the show notes for more details. So yeah, make sure to download.
That deal, no joke, and I think we should all hop on there. But if we do want to talk about a joke, can we shout out the latest super chat in here? It is from someone who has given us the name Rick Shantz. I'm not sure that we can.
What is that
himself.
profile photo?
It is a picture of Rick
Yeah,
Shantz, and he
with a
says,
tie on.
"I think what the team is missing is my coaching skills. The front office need to bring me back if you want playoffs next season."
I
Thank you,
applaud
Rick.
the dedication of Rick Shantz here for putting in his
Imagine
$5
creating an
in the
account
super chat.
after a coach and using that, spending money. I mean, we'll take the money. Don't get me wrong. We'll take the money.
We appreciate
I mean,
it.
what was his buyout? I mean, all $5. That's it. Come on.
$5, yeah,
I mean, it's better than
cheap
nothing,
laugh.
but,
It's like a cheap laugh.
all right.
Do we want to talk? You know what? I saw you were flicking through some stuff. I've got some more numbers.
Go for
Do
it.
you want to talk some more numbers? So here's one. Today, Phoenix Rising attempted 546 passes in the game. That is their highest total in a single match in the league this season. So a lot of passes.
67% possession. That's
That's
pretty
what
high up there
happens, yeah.
for Rising.
If we want to talk about possession, though, do you know who lost possession more than any other player out there?
I'm gonna let Max take this one because I
Who
think he
lost
already
possession
knows.
more than any other player out there tonight for Phoenix Rising?
Well, that'd be our friend on the winger on our left-hand side, man.
Baboucarr Njie.
Yep, that'd be him.
14 times he lost the ball more than any other player tonight. And I feel as though we were talking about the attack earlier. We should probably talk about Babu and what we think he brought tonight and what's missing in his game.
Yeah, Babu's tough to figure out. He's a guy that has explosiveness. He can dribble down the wing. He can create chances. But it seems every time it comes to the final either touch or the decision, he always seems to either make the wrong one or he loses control of the ball. And it kind of just puts you back in square one. It's not working as far as him creating chances offensively, and that's literally what you need right now, especially if you're having that much possession, having that many passes during the game. But you need the goals, you need the chances, and I don't know if Babu's that guy.
I mean, he gets past the first guy, maybe gets past the second, but he doesn't have his left foot. Every single time he drove down to the end line, he's either going to put in a cross that's going to go to no one, it's going to go out of play, or he's going to cut it back on his right foot, and then he's stonewalled in the defense every single time it happened. He owned the half space, did great in the half space, but if you can't progress it past that, if you can't find the next person, what does it amount to?
I think there were just times when you were looking at it and seeing him whipping in crosses, and it's like he's being told, okay, the plan is go up there, cross the ball in. The problem is he's lacking the extra leap in there, which is you've got to look. Is there anybody in there?
Yeah.
Because if there's nobody in there, why even cross? What's the point?
Well, I think it kind of speaks to this team when they started playing today. They played with a sense of urgency. They did. And it's not that they were lackadaisical or they fell asleep. They knew the occasion. They saw what was there. It was almost though that they were too urgent and they weren't taking the breath to say, okay, who are my options? Who's around me? How can we build up play? It's just, let's get it down the end line. Let's cross it in. When no one's making runs, when the crosses are bad, it's not going to amount to anything.
Yeah, it seems like the game is not coming natural to them.
No.
They're all very talented players, but when it comes to creating those decisions, I feel like either they're told to, hey, don't do this, don't do that, let him do that. And I think they become so strung up that they just don't let the game come to them.
Right.
And now they're in their own head and they're creating bad chances, bad decisions, and not playing up to their potential. So,
It's
Yeah.
You know what? We got another super chat.
Keep it
Shout out
coming,
to
y'all.
Pat Moses. He said he was going to send this $5 to the team so they could maybe pay to scout players this offseason, but you guys deserve it more. Thank you, Pat.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Yo, all these super
I hear
chats.
that $5 goes a long way in terms of finding guys on YouTube who can play on your team.
Oh my God.
We
Wow.
understand just how, yeah.
All right, y'all.
Actually, I think we should argue. There's some people arguing here in the
Let's
chat
do it.
right now that the players themselves, two people here, Vincent Colvin saying they are not talented. Thomas Reese saying they are not all very talented.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't agree with that. I feel as though just looking at, if you're going to look at this season and just write them off on that, you're ignoring the fact that these guys, look, Santi Moa, right, is one instance where people are going to say, well, he's not talented. I think that's a lie.
Mm-hmm.
He is performing very poorly and has done all season, right? We're going to be fair and say that. He has been awful this year.
Mm-hmm.
But last season, he was in the MVP conversation, and you don't get to that point without being talented.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's tough to see. We expected Santi to build upon that 2021 caliber MVP season that he had, and it just hasn't happened. I think it's either the team around him, the chemistry, obviously some of the coaching is to blame, but yeah, it's just not himself. You see him frustrated. Not, there's one someone in the chat here put out that there was one occasion where Babu had the ball and he didn't overlap. That's just lack of chemistry. That's lack of just feeling the game and having that chemistry with your partner right there on the wing. And that's not Santi. We saw who Santi Moore is. We saw him last year. This is not Santi. This is someone that's lost confidence in himself. And, it's up to Juan Guerra and the rest of the coaching staff to bring him back up to that level. He has another year of his contract. He's going to be here. They need him.
That's a problem as well. People like to, I think, go down this game of who you're going to bring back, who you're not going to bring back. It doesn't matter. If they're under contract, you've either got to pay them up or you've got to find someone else who's willing to take them. In Santi's case, he's on a pretty expensive contract for this league, right? We've got to be real about that. If you think that Santi Moore is terrible, why should any other team take him on that money?
Yeah.
Or what are you going to do? You're just going to pay him off and ultimately toss that money down the drain? Like,
if anything, you need to build them up for the rest of the season if you're looking to shop them in the offseason, because who's going to want to take a player like that? If you continually say, hey, he's not the same Santi Moore as he was the year before, you need to help this guy become and get back to that level where he was before. Otherwise, you're going to have to keep him for another year.
There are moments here. It's stringing enough together in an over consistent time to make it all worthwhile. It's not going to come overnight. And we understand that, this has been a season-long thing. This isn't just a new coaching change, a new system change, but you can't just start fresh, clean slate. It takes time to get back to what you're looking to do.
Yeah, well, just looking at the chat here, Pat Moses saying 25 games in, there should be no cohesion issues. I tend to agree with that one, but unfortunately, that's the position we're looking at right now. Vincent Colvin, wouldn't talent have shown up at some point this season? Well, they did. They beat San Antonio twice. The team that are running away with the Western Conference, they beat them 5-0 on aggregate over 2 games, right? They're not mugs. They've not been atrocious all season, as in every single game. It's just that they've never really picked things up and never gotten into the groove they needed. Meanwhile, what else have we got here? There was a comment here from Scott Mitchell, do Rising have a mental skills coach? I actually do think that there's almost a need at this point for some kind of sports psychologist to come in and take a look at what exactly is going. And of course, shout out to our friend, whoever he is, who is pretending to be Rick Shantz. They are talented when I coach them. And I believe that if I were coaching, I would draw lots of talent from the Premier League because they want to play for such a good manager. Thank you, Rick.
Rick, go to bed.
It's keeping, what are you doing, man? Keeping the show light, I guess. It's keeping it light. I mean,
I appreciate that. Taking a look at the schedule, there's only 2 more home games for Rising here. It's not going to get easier. They face San Diego next week. Sacramento's still down the road. Are we kind of wrapping up the season here, guys, with this result? What are you guys feeling? We've asked this question multiple times.
Mathematically,
Personally,
no.
I feel as though what we've hit right now is the point whereby realistically none of us should expect, I think, them to make it. I think any hope goes out the drain.
Don't do this to Max. We're stressing Max out. Look at him.
It's entirely possible, right, that something utterly crazy happens, because this does happen, right? See, people are sometimes things are utterly crazy. We'll talk about the other results across USL in a bit, but it's possible, but I just don't see it happening. And I think that nobody should at this point expect it. This was definitely the final nail in the coffin for me. I feel as though if there was any chance of turning it around, it had to be tonight.
I mean, I'm afraid I do agree with you. And the stressful part is, let's say even if they catch fire, they win the rest of their games, they make it in. This isn't the type of run you want to go on. Yeah, even if you went out, you're stumbling into the playoffs. You have had bad run of form, lack of cohesion. You're still adjusting to an entirely new system, a new coach. Like, that's the worst part is like, this is a bigger conversation than just playoffs. If we get in, fantastic, but like, what's that going to amount to? Honestly, like it's a bigger discussion that needs to be had.
Yeah, for sure. We'll touch on that a little bit more later, but we do want to encourage you guys to make it down here to Wild Horse Pass. There's only, like I said, only 2 games left this season. So if you guys are looking to get your tickets, I want you guys to do me a favor. Go on your phone, download the Gametime app. There are brand new partners here at PHNX, and Gametime is the hottest new app. So you guys need to download it. It makes it easier than ever to score the best tickets, not only to sports like here at Rising, but Suns is coming up pretty soon. The Cardinals tomorrow, so they're kicking off their season. So make sure to download the Gametime app. They give you the best deals, and not only sporting events, concerts, other stuff that's going on, other shows. So, and you guys can save up to 60% on your tickets when you buy the tickets last minute. It's great for you procrastinators out there. I'll be the first one to raise my hand. So if you guys love PHNX, then you'll love Gametime. And so make sure to download the app. It's the best way to support us by buying your tickets through the link in the description. So if you guys,
I will say this. I actually looked on the Gametime app yesterday.
Yeah.
Or I was sent, someone was telling me, you want to check this out. They had tickets for this game on there for $4.
Jeez.
$4.
Oh,
that's even
Which is, to be fair,
that's a sneaky transition, right?
To be fair, that's closer to the value I'd actually expect. And hey, if they can work miracles like that for the Coyotes, maybe we can actually afford to go to a game this season.
I'm already spoiling to Lee about that. She says it's not going to work out.
We'll see. So very quick context for those who have not seen my face, who do not know me. I am our partnerships guy. First off, very great job on the read. Little caveat on Gametime, you can actually buy your tickets 45 minutes after kickoff or an event starts. Ooh. So if you're really a procrastinator, you want to save that coin and, try to go really last minute, you can do that too. Again, check out our notes in the description.
That's right. So tomorrow, with the Cardinals, they're going to have an event at the Lola.
Yep.
Oh, they're at Westgate. Hang out with the crew, the PHNX Cardinals.
Join the tailgate. Go to the game afterwards.
Check the Gametime app. You might score some cheap tickets on the Gametime app, so make sure to check them out. All right, y'all. Yeah, man, it's just it's tough to transition from the Gametime app back to this game. But yeah, man, it was rough. And Max, this is the first time. I don't know if you've been down to the sideline before, but it's you see these guys trying and
right.
putting out their best on the field, but I feel like sometimes even their best is not just good enough, this time around,
right.
and I see a lot of people talking about, who are we bringing back next season? Is the season over? It's a lot of chatter going around. It's a lot of negativity, but I really do feel like this was the nail in the coffin tonight.
Yeah.
And it's done, as much as we want to, hey, there's still 6 games. We got 2 at home. I think it's over, guys. And that's okay. I think, we can say, hey, the season didn't work out. Look forward to next season. And hopefully, under Juan Guerra and the rest of the team, they can make something happen next year.
Yeah, I mean, listen, there's still value in these remaining games. It gives you again, I keep on saying this. This is not going to happen overnight. Systems are not built in a day. You need to get reps in. You need to work on your communication with your teammates, where runs are happening. And I mean, that's just it. There were so many off-ball movements that did not happen. There were so many predictable passes, predictable everything that you can just tell as soon as someone's, they're going down the wing, you just know what's going to happen. It's going to amount to nothing. And this is where you can really get those reps in. I mean, I agree. I think we're done, but it doesn't mean that there's not a reason to tune in and to keep on watching, because there's a lot of value here.
Yeah.
And I feel as though, look, it came up in the press conference with Danny Stone. Danny Stone, of course, filling in for Juan Guerra today because he wasn't able to coach against his former team as per the compensation deal that was agreed. He said, look, he admitted that it's going to be tough trying to pick the boys up after this one, after everything that was riding on this game. It's going to be tough to pick them up, but as long as they're mathematically in it, they do have to approach it one game at a time because you can't just pack it in. Look, to us, to a lot of the fans, and a lot of people in our chat as well are saying this as well, this season is pretty much over. What we're watching now is the preparation for what comes next. But for them, they can't play like that. They still have to go out. And next week's going to be a weird one. I actually referred to one of the comments in here, D. Gully mentioning awful defending. I tend to agree. And actually, Tori as well saying in here, my biggest complaint was how many players lost their call tonight.
A lot of yellow cards.
We should sit the next couple of games, if not the rest of the season. Absolutely unacceptable. Lots of yellow cards. One of which, important one to note, Joe Farrell picking up not his 8th yellow card, but for the purposes of accumulation, his 8th yellow card. So he will be suspended for the match against San Diego next weekend. I just feel as though the defense as a whole was, I'm hesitant to use the C word, but Kartos is how it looked.
Yeah.
They were lethargic.
Yeah.
They were caught on breaks far too easily. This is something we've seen for a long time. We have brought it up very specifically about certain players. Guys like Manuel Madrid, we usually used to kind of point the finger at as being slow. But let's be clear, they're not quick as a whole.
Right.
And that's almost where the problem is here. There is no real pace. They get caught flat-footed all the time.
Yeah.
And it's just not good enough. And that forces them into some of these fouls. That forces them into these cases where they're having to bring people down, because the alternative is otherwise you're letting them break away. And the lack of pace back there just isn't good enough.
Right.
It isn't good enough.
Yeah.
I mean, case in point on the first goal. I mean, you have a corner, spills out. It's not the result of the corner. 30 seconds go by, play develops, and Lino Mafeka, I spent some time in Reno when he was there. That man is not a scorer. That man does not score goals. And he was from 35 yards out, took his time, strolled along, popped to 4 peaks, popped an OGs, and he's just walking up, rips a low shot. No one closed him down. And, he can't see the ball because every single defender's in his way. Like, there's not that team collective of, hey, step, hey, move forward. There again, it boils down to the communication. And to your point, very lethargic during that first goal, the second goal, and just after that point, you're just having an uphill battle. And it's been like this, not just for today.
You can tell who the partnerships guy is there, name dropping the products that Lindell Mafeka was probably taking on the way to the goal.
Yeah, to your point, exactly. That's exactly what it looked like. If you look back at the replay, right after the cross, the back line of Phoenix is just looking at Mafeka like, hey, who's gonna get him? Yeah. Santi Moore kind of sticks around for a little bit, but then grabs the runner. No one steps up. There was so much room for him to take that shot. It was insane. It's not the quality of a team deserving to even go to the playoffs. That's not something that should be happening. Second goal as well, Calistri loses his man. There's miscommunication between him and Lambert, and they do a 1-2 in the box. That's not, how does that even happen? That's one of the things that are embarrassing of this team. So it's sad to see. And at that point, I can understand why they're frustrated. I can understand why they're maybe a little more physical, but it's their fault. There's no one else to blame.
Yeah. I mean, here's the question, right? And I'm intrigued. We'll obviously have time to think about this during the week. Is this team going to be worse off without Joe Farrell next weekend, or are they going to be better off without Joe Farrell next weekend? And chat, feel free to chime in on this.
I'm intrigued to see Sarhis in there for him. Maybe he can fill him in a little bit. He's a very talented guy. He can play the ball. He can start the offense from the back line. So I'm intrigued to see how that happens. Now, is he going to be used? I don't know. I think he should have been used tonight, but he only got to play like 7 minutes, I think. So,
I mean, the defense, there were moments where the defense was stretched vertically, but both of those goals was just a breakdown on backline communication and just not stepping forward as a unit. And if I would agree, yes, because if you're not able to lead from the back there, that's where both of them came from. Yeah, I mean, shoot, when Lambert went back there, definitely was a lot better communication, a bit more cohesive, still stretched, but I think there was a bit more solidity. Thank you. Words. Yes.
Words are difficult.
Words are hard.
But you know what? And I'll slightly push this forward again now. This is something that comes up, of course. We've seen Darnell King pick up a couple of red cards this year. He's gotten a lot of stick for that. People saying he shouldn't have been picked as the captain. People drawing broader inferences about their views on his style of leadership. And one of the people that gets put forward every single time is Joe Farrell. Do we really think that Joe Farrell has shown this season You know, if we're going to judge him by the same way that people judge Darnell, we're talking about communication breakdowns in the defense. He's in the center of defense. If he can't handle the communications with the guys literally next to him, would he have been the right choice as captain as well? Look, this is the problem. A lot of people giving the Darnell all the stick on this.
Yeah.
I just don't personally see necessarily who the other options are. And again, right, people go after him on the cards issue. Well, Farrell has picked up how many yellow cards this year? Like,
yeah, for sure. That's a big question this offseason. It's, do you revamp this defense? You get, Channing Chasten's nowhere to be seen. Not sure what's going on with him. You need guys that are going to be out there. If one of your guys is not performing up to par, you need to rotate the guys. Give other guys opportunities that are still able to come in, affect the game, create positive impact on the team. But you don't see that this season. It's the same guys over and over again, and they're going to get tired. They're going to get frustrated. They're going to get physical, get those yellow cards, and it's going to lead to suspensions.
Well, and it's tough too because especially in the back line of the defense, that's something where you want. It's not like where you need to consistently sub out rotations, where it is a winger, where it is an attacker, where you want to build that cohesion, and it is finding that balance, especially under a new manager, of how long of a leash do I give them? How long do I let them go? Do I let them work their mistakes out, or do I pull them because we need to find those ideal pairings sooner rather than later?
Well, if you're feeling frustrated, tired, I feel we all are. Ramon, what are you doing when you're going home?
If I had some, I'd pop some OGs, honestly, if you were to ask me. but yeah, I think we all need to relax. I know it's Somber Saturday. We're going to have a little fun today. But yeah, if you guys are looking to get a little flavor in your life, I implore you to get some, to join the Flavoring in Life sweepstakes here with our friends at OG's Brands. If you enter the sweepstakes and you are the winner, you will receive 3 bags of OGs, including orange creamsicle and tropical flavors. And OG's had a PHNX shirt of your choice and a PHNX annual membership. And the way that you can sign up is by going to gophnx.com or by clicking the link in our show notes. And you can also check out OG's online on their website at ogsbrands.com and on Instagram at ogsbrands. And you can also find their products at your local dispensary. And remember, you must be 21 years or older to purchase. If we have that picture up again of Derek, it's just always
every time.
It brightens my heart. Look at that big old smile. I wish we looked like that.
That's how we wanted it to be. That's how we pictured this season.
We switched that picture because now it's annoying me.
Smile. Look at the smile. Then when we go back to us, we're all miserable. Like there we go. There we go.
Shirtless Derek is a vibe. Love you, Derek.
Shout out to Derek. Always a good time.
Yeah.
It's Max, this is the first Somber Saturday that you've joined us from, but
is it always like this? Shoot. I know.
Oh, it is always like this.
I mean, is it better than, I guess, like Rageful Saturday or something? Yeah. There's a little bit
somber because we know they could do better. Yeah, that's why it's somber. It's not
sure.
not like we're angry or anything. It's just we know they could do better.
I give a shout out to the fourth horseman of the apocalypse.
Uh-oh.
It is Mr. Brandon Stevis, the referee from tonight. And we're talking about whether this was the final nail in the coffin. It feels like Rising season is over. Of course, he was here to finish Rising season last year.
Oh.
He was in the middle. He had the whistle for Phoenix Rising against RGV, the playoff Western Conference quarterfinal, which saw Rising eliminated on kicks from the mark. So, rumor has it that Brandon Stevis is to Phoenix Rising what Scott Foster is to Chris Paul.
Wow. He really said back to back.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah. It's insane, man. Yeah, it's frustrating, and I'll be honest right now, it's frustrating because someone in the chat's like, hey, you just repackage the same show every Saturday.
Oh yeah.
because it's frustrating. We see the same things, whether it's this coach Juan Guerra or the last coach Rick Schantz. This team is lost. It's just there's no light in the horizon. These last 6 games, we're gonna see what these guys are made of. But it's just frustrating to see this week in and week out. And it's frustrating for the fans. Honestly, they use their money here to come to these games, and they get to see this performance when they expect this team to be one of the best teams in USL.
Yeah. Well, you know what though? Should we look around the rest of the league?
Yeah, there's someone in a worse position, I feel.
There's someone in a worse position.
Misery loves company,
you showed up to a different stadium in USL today, expecting to see a thrilling game of football, you would have been disappointed. Let's take a look at the pitch today in Las Vegas. Yeah, look at that. Now, this is officially being put down to a burst water pipe, from what I gather. And they said that the pitch was waterlogged. Now, to me, that don't look waterlogged. That looks like it's got no grass. The game was delayed for 45 minutes. Monterey Bay had no interest in playing this game, from what I gather.
No one would,
Why would you want to? I'm told as well from people who know better on this that they did at one point attempt the old drop the ball on the spot and see what happens test.
Should have recorded
which
that.
Is something that we of course have all gotten used to. When typically when you're watching and it's a really rainy day, they take it out to see what happens. They took the ball, dropped it, and it stopped. It just stopped as it hit the ground.
My question is like, if you look at that picture again, that must have been there for days. This isn't the first time they saw this, right?
The picture again.
What did they think the officials were going to say? Hey, you know what? Just a little bit of,
It's hardly noticeable.
Okay,
It's just a little divot. Nothing.
The best part is the league told them they had 45 minutes to fix it. How are you fixing this in 45 minutes?
I'm not a groundskeeper, but that's not happening in 45 minutes.
I don't know. What are they going to do? Call the local miracle worker out? Get the local priest to come out and bless the patch of
Get
ground?
the llamas or something, like
fertilize it. No.
That wouldn't be the first time it's happened.
Llama, do your thing.
Las Vegas.
Do your thing. Just go ahead in that area.
Las Vegas Lights against Monterey Bay did not go ahead. That match was postponed. We do not yet know when or if that game will be replayed, but some other games from around the league, one that would have had a fair bit of impact if Rising had gotten something here. Orange County beating LA Galaxy 2 by 1-0. Also quite important, their 2 Galaxy 2 players were sent off after the goal went in. Preston Judd and Carlos Harvey, 2 pretty big players for them as well. So they're going to miss them when the suspension comes around. One of the other games, though, that mattered quite a bit in here, RGV getting the win over New Mexico United, 3-1 at home at HGB Park. So not great. It keeps RGV well in the hunt. Their results this week have kept them well in the hunt with a win over El Paso, a win over New Mexico. Yeah.
I think you're seeing, these teams kind of, get away from the rest of the bottom of the league. Phoenix Rising now in 12th place, Orange County in 13th. But now you have LA Galaxy on 8th place, RGV back-to-back wins, in 9th, Oakland Roots. They won tonight. Monterey Bay with the game in hand. Those are the 4 teams that I feel like are now going to be competing for that 7th and final spot. Las Vegas is not playing well. Obviously, they don't have a pitch to play in, so it doesn't help that either. But I think you're seeing that kind of pack move away from the bottom 2, which is unfortunately Rising in Orange County.
Well, you know what they say? What happens in Vegas doesn't happen in Vegas because they don't know how to maintain a field.
Nice.
Jesus Christ.
We've hit this part of the season, guys.
Oh my God. Other results, like we said earlier, San Antonio gets the W against San Diego. That was a big result for San Antonio there, setting the tone for maybe a playoff matchup between the two.
Big Eastern Conference game as well. Indy 11. They were up 3-1 over Birmingham Legion. Legion managed to bring it back to 3-3 before Indy get the winner. Solomon Asante with 3 assists in that game for Indy's 4 goals. So Solo still out there doing what Solo does.
Yeah, I don't think fans are going to be happy with that.
No, but hey, we need to point it out.
Man, other results, Sacramento 4-0 over Loudoun. They bounced back after their loss this Wednesday on the U.S. Open Cup final. Charleston 2-1 over the Rowdies. Look at that. Surprising result. And then Hartford gets the W against Tulsa at home. So good stuff this weekend in the USL Championship. Always a fun time.
Is it?
I mean,
really?
at least with them.
It's an interesting time, at least. It's never boring.
Interesting. It's never boring.
Never boring.
Never boring.
We make our own fun here on the PHNX Rising show.
Yeah, for sure. All right, next week, we're traveling to San Diego. Phoenix Rising is. It's going to be a crazy day. September 17th, I think it's, just a little heads up, it's Mexican Independence Day weekend. So it's a lot of stuff going on. You got the Triple G Canelo fight. You got some other sporting events going on. You got, Rising traveling over to San Diego. And San Diego has a lot of stuff going on in San Diego. They're opening up a new park over there. You got the Wave selling out their stadium. It's going to be an interesting game. I know what happened tonight, pretty much nails the things for Rising as far as the playoff hopes. But I think that's still going to be a fun game. It's always a fun time facing against San Diego.
Again, I'm going to say it into the camera now, and I am going to mean it. If you can be in San Diego, get yourself to San Diego next weekend. Rising might not be winning on the field, but you need to show them that this club still wins in one aspect, and that is off the field every time.
That's right.
That was a nice promo. Also, it's Owen's birthday the next day, so
Oh, that's right.
So like if
Help
like
get me absolutely blackout after the game.
yeah, don't go just for the game. Do it for that. Even if that's
for
do
Owen.
it for that and then go to the game.
There's gas lamp quarter down there. You can hit the beach.
Mhm.
Have a fun time with Owen. So it's gonna be a fun time. Yeah, checking it out over there. Yeah, guys, it's been fun today. I did want to ask you about Four Peaks today. How'd that go?
It was a good time.
You got the ASU boys over there.
Yeah, I mean, tough loss for ASU. That's another show. Check out PHNX Sun Devil show. No, always great time. We love Four Peaks. They had they had a screen that they brought in for all of our watch parties and tailgates. Ooh, can you please guess how large the screen is?
Are we talking bigger or smaller than a goal?
Damn, that is a good.
Because if it's bigger, I want to know if it's that rising players could hit. That's my question. Right now.
I would not. It is not as wide, but it's a little bit smaller than a goal.
It's at 95 inches.
Oh, okay, so
No,
more.
More. We're going triple digits.
Okay, sheesh. Man, I'm stumped.
We're gonna go 220-inch screen at that tailgate. Drink specials every time we go there. But I mean, check out everything we're doing at Four Peaks. Like they're our beer partner. We love them absolutely tremendously. Next not tomorrow, but next Sunday, we're doing a Cardinals watch party there. We are doing $3 kill liver specials, $3 wow eat specials, and we are giving away Cardinals tickets to the following Cardinals home game. And also every time we go out to the Lola, which is going to be every home Cardinals game, there will be Red Bird Lager, compliments of Four Peaks. So
look at that.
We love Four Peaks. They have a ton of sweet. I'm literally just like stealing it, but
It's what
I do.
Half
man.
of the stuff he just said, I had no idea about. All the details. That's him. Yeah.
Details we want.
Yeah, that's what we want.
We want to tease rising fans on this, so that one day we're going to be down there autopsying this season and having a good time.
And plus, they have the pub to pitch that people came here for.
Do?
They got a little bit of everything. No, but they have contests. We're there every last Wednesday. Four Peaks, everything. Love Four Peaks. Check them out. I already know you guys have, but please keep supporting them and support us. We appreciate you guys. And must be 21 years or older to enjoy.
Enjoy responsibly.
I'm hoping there's some wow sitting in the fridge when I get home after this.
When you said wow, his eyes lit up. He looked like a Disney character with those eyes. Look, he loves it. Yeah. But yeah, shout out to Four Peaks. Always a great time. And yeah, join the events. They're always a fun time. I'll make sure to go to some of them as well. All right, y'all. This kind of wraps it up for us tonight, right?
Feels like
yeah.
You looking forward to your little root canal on Tuesday? Or?
More or less than the game.
We'll just put season highlights for you when you're on the chair. Make it more painful for you.
Yeah, that will be like 10 seconds.
Thanks for watching. Low lights. Yeah. All right, y'all. Appreciate you tuning on this Saturday evening or night, I should say now. But yeah, we will be back on Tuesday. Without is this the first time you're gonna miss a show?
I'm gonna miss a show.
Oh, Mr. Iron Man missing a show due to a root canal. But Max and myself will be back on Tuesday. We'll be talking some rising there, talking a little bit more about tonight's loss and what we can look forward to for the rest of the season. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Shout out to Leah, our producer behind the camera. Always appreciate your help over there. And shout out to you guys for being on the chat, making it so lively. We enjoy being here. Thank you so much for the super chats as well. And that wraps it up for us tonight. I hope you have a great rest of your Saturday night. And until Tuesday, we'll see you then. Take care.